Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Thursday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Aaron Tur, here to guide you this evening here across Tallahassee there with those beautiful cotton candy skies there with that sun just now setting across Doak Campbell Stadium. It is currently 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies, so it's actually pretty warm out there, but with that wind out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour, it might help cool things down a bit as you have your afternoon or perhaps your evening walk or bike around town. It is currently 78 degrees Tallahassee, 75 Quincy, and 72 over in Valdosta. So warm across the board, but that will change here in the next few days or so. Current local radar is dry from about Tallahassee westward, but if you're heading towards the 75 corridor, might see a few dodgy showers and perhaps a rumble of thunder near Lake City. Just a reminder, tonight's headlines are the big rainmaker in store this weekend for Tallahassee. We're tracking severe weather across the Ohio Valley tonight, and to snow or not to snow, will New York City break its snowless streak? All that and more in FSU weather.
Happy Thursday, everyone. I'm student meteorologist Caitlin McKinney, and it has felt really warm across campus today. I don't know if you've been walking outside, but it feels a lot like summer more than it does like spring for our first Thursday of 2023 here at FSU Weather. And temperature today hit 84 degrees, at least that's what we've been tracking as we've been looking at this. That is breaking the record for the month of January for our area, plus the record for today. The record high for today was 79 degrees, so we blasted that record by 5 degrees. And the record for the month of January was 83 degrees, so we're like 1 degree above that. So it's warm. I mean, sunny and 85 degrees in January is just kind of unheard of, and so we've been experiencing those summer-like conditions, but I think over the next couple of days we're going to be experiencing lots of rain. Those are those frontal systems moving in, and maybe we'll be getting back to those spring-like temperatures, a little cool down in comparison to what we felt today. I know that we've got a couple of rainmakers in the forecast for the weekend, so tomorrow might be looking like the next last sunny day that we've got for a while. Temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler than today, but it's still going to be warm. So go out and enjoy it if you're Friday. I know that a lot of our seniors this year do not have class on Friday, so I'm pretty jealous about them. But they're going to go out and enjoy, maybe go to the beach, go on a hike, go on a walk. And as you're walking around campus the next couple of days, just get excited about the nice sunshine that we're going to have, as the next 7 days I think has higher rain chances, even going into next Tuesday and Wednesday. But I'm going to pass things over to the wall. Ariana's going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Tallahassee weather-wise.
That is right. And first off, I'm going to let you see this beautiful view that we have over Doak Campbell right now. Kind of a great way to end the day, as we did start off a little bit cloudy here in Tallahassee. But right now, temperatures are a bit warm, 78 degrees, partly cloudy conditions, although that sky out there doesn't look partly cloudy to me. One last look at that sunset for you. But what was on today was the heat. It was record-breaking today. 84 degrees here in Tallahassee today. Broke the record by about 5 degrees, so it wasn't really feeling like January temperatures, more like summertime temperatures here in the Big Bend area. But right now across the region, we're looking at temperatures in the 70s, 78 in Tallahassee and Sumatra, that being your warmest. A little bit cooler elsewhere, but otherwise still very hot and muggy outside. So you can see those dew points. So especially off to our east, Monticello, Perry, Valdosta, seeing those dew points that are still a little bit elevated, but we did have a cold front that went through, and you can see those dew points are dropping off well behind the front that is going to pass through and cool us down a little bit heading into the next couple of days. But a look at our live radar right now, we're seeing some sunnier skies, cloudy conditions here and there, but the rain is well off to our east in Lake City and Cross City, experiencing those showers at the moment. So as we look into the future, we're going to see some clouds start to roll in Friday, and make sure you have your rain jackets and umbrellas out as we head into Saturday and Sunday. So that rain's going to start to appear here in those couple days. Saturday at 11 p.m. we're going to see that rain start to work into the area more, and then by Sunday at 5 a.m. you can see very rainy outside. So if you do happen to be driving on the roadways, make sure you're just cautious, have your headlights on, windshield wipers working, because it is going to be a soggy one out there. So you can see that strong band of thunderstorms working through the area Sunday by 6 p.m. So how much rainfall will we see across the Big Bend region. You can see almost 2.3 inches in Tallahassee, a little bit more in certain places like Quincy and Apalachicola, but what this is entailing is lots of rain to come over the next 3 days. And if you are going to get out and walk your dog tomorrow, it is going to be looking like the best day tomorrow morning when we're going to see the sunshine and some cooler temperatures. So that walk will be nice, cool, and lots of sunshine in the area. Our local forecast for Friday is going to call for some cooler temperatures, so a big cool off in comparison to today. But you can see the dip in temperatures right across the region, but make sure you have your umbrella handy as we head into the weekend, because Sunday is going to look like our rainiest day with a chance of rain at 90%. But I'm going to hand it over to Aaron to look at Florida as a whole.
Ooh, that actually looks pretty chilly there on next Thursday. 58 degrees for the high temperature across Tallahassee. But elsewhere across much of the state, we are actually sitting fairly nice across the state there. Daytona Beach with that sun peeking out of those clouds there at 76. Over towards Miami, 77. And of course, for our rival town here, in Gainesville, 74 degrees, and then Orlando at 77 degrees. Our satellite and radar surface analysis plot shows that cold front moving through the Big Bend right now. That's what helped to produce some of these showers that you may have experienced this afternoon across the Big Bend and over towards the peninsula of Florida. What that'll do is that will work its way over across the rest of the state of Florida and provide perhaps a few showers there. As for our friends in South Florida, looking really nice this evening there with those clouds predominantly staying over Central Florida this evening. But so overall, that sun is starting to peek out there across the lower portion of Florida and down into the Keys. Really nice night outside. As for Central Florida, we have some cloud cover that's streaming through the I-4 corridor there between Tampa and Daytona Beach there. But we do have a few showers offshore across the Nature Coast, and we'll see if that actually makes its way further on or onshore there, but they'll probably break up before midnight tonight. And of course, for our neck of the woods, we are sitting high and dry here now with those showers staying well off to the west there, and of course off to our east, and off to our west, it's actually have a few intermittent clouds there, upper level clouds there. So it feels like the fire has been burning all day, and it has been here across Tallahassee at 78 degrees, and then over Tampa 71, and down to 77 in Miami currently across the peninsula. As for current dew points, we are sitting drier across Pensacola there, and portions over to the Big Bend as well. We're at 62 degrees. That will begin to drop as we go overnight. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, it'll actually feel pretty nice outside and a little bit cool as well. And down towards the peninsula, also looking pretty moist there, with Tampa sitting in the 60s, and down to Key West, they're almost summertime like there, almost approaching 70 degrees. As for our future radar, we'll have those showers dying out there across Tampa and Orlando as those push off to the south. We'll have a resurging moisture here as we get through the day on Saturday. That's what's going to help follow up with that perhaps increasing chance of rain as we get through Sunday, where we could see portions of the Panhandle and the Big Bend perhaps getting a good amount of rain there. And we actually need it here too, because we're actually in a severe drought here across the Tallahassee metro area. As for our 3-day forecast here, if you head down to Miami, 80s across the board. They're 80 on Friday and 81 on Sunday, so really big difference. As for Tampa, we actually will see a bit of a drop there by Saturday and Sunday with that cold front coming in, but of course we have that increasing moisture coming in out of the southwest, and that'll help provide the chance for some showers and storms across the area. As for Orlando, we're also sitting nice this weekend, perhaps a shower chance on Saturday, but overall looking really nice this weekend. But I don't know about you, Caitlin, but I'm looking forward to the cooler weather.
Yeah, cooler weather definitely is in store, but we have a little bit of dry weather and a little bit more warmth to get through. We've got some beautiful sunset images across the southeast right now. All the places that have had that cold front move through, they're looking at really pretty clear skies. But our friends in Tampa, they're still waiting on that moisture and that rain to head their way, and they'll be getting these clear, beautiful skies coming their way in a couple of hours. So here's a look at that cold front. Our rain is out of the way for our area, but it is approaching Tampa and parts of South Florida. The front is also being followed up by another front. So tomorrow is going to be the day where most of the southeast is going to be dry, but coming out this weekend, we're going to have some more scattered thunderstorms reaching our area, bringing in a little bit more moisture. It's going to be helpful though, because I think most of the southeast is kind of in a drought. There's a couple of our states that kind of out of that drought-like conditions, but for us here at home, we do have a lot of drought issues that we've been monitoring over the past couple of months. Our weather people showing those little showers that's hitting South Florida and a lot of that cloud cover that we saw in Tampa. That's going to be moving out of the way, and for tomorrow you're going to have clear skies for most of the southeast. Current conditions, you can tell by the temperatures where that front has moved through. We're sitting in the 50s in like Little Rock, Arkansas, and Nashville, Tennessee, but we're in the 70s here in Florida, breaking record temperatures. But we're in that cold front, so we're going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow. I think our temperatures looking like tomorrow are going to be in the low 70s instead of at these high 80-degree temperatures. Dew points are showing where that front has moved through. When the front passes, it brings drier air, and those dew points tend to drop. So we're right on that cusp where that front was at. So we're still not in the really dry spell, but we're heading that way. And we're looking at dew points where it's sitting in the 28 in Little Rock. They've got nice and dry conditions there. Wind speed, we're still in that weird where the front's coming through. So our wind speeds are slowly changing from west to northwest, which will be nice. We're going to get that drier and cooler air tomorrow that's going to be a little bit different speed than it was today. Like we said, we are in a drought for our area, but a lot of our friends across the southeast aren't feeling the same drought conditions that we are. But either way, this moisture that we're going to be having this weekend is going to be nice to help alleviate some of those conditions. Like maybe we'll have some fun and we can go bonfire and we don't have to worry about setting Apalachicola National Forest on fire. Wouldn't that be nice? Our future radar is showing all that moisture coming in this weekend. More severe weather outlook is going to be we're going to be thinking about that on Sunday. We're going to get a little bit more information about that coming up tomorrow. But our future radar is showing we're going to at least have some rain. So if you had any big weekend plans to, like, I don't know, go and hang out at the beach or something, it might not be the best time. And our rainfall forecast is going to prove that we've got a lot of rain coming our way. This is going into Saturday, and this is also still going to keep increasing because showers do continue onto Sunday, so that's something to think about. For tonight, though, it's going to be a little cooler. It's going to be 52 in Tallahassee. We're going to see temperatures in the upper 30s, lower 40s across much of the other southeast. And our friends in South Florida, you guys are still seeing your typical warm temperatures. But tomorrow, a lot better conditions than today, and we're going to be seeing temperatures back in the 60s for our area, which is going to be really nice. But Ariana, how is Ohio looking?
Right now, Ohio is looking rainy as they are going to be experiencing some severe weather out there. And the SPC has actually issued an enhanced risk for the Columbus area here in Ohio, and it extends into parts of Kentucky, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania here for today. So what we can expect with this severe weather is the greatest damage being winds from this system, from this line of storms. So this hashed area where you see the black lines that are going through indicates the greatest probability for those stronger storms with the winds to come through. You can see, although this area is very wide in nature for damaging winds from this system. So at the moment, we do have an active alert here in Ohio right now. You can see a severe thunderstorm watch is in place, and a watch is different than a warning because a watch signifies that it's an area to be observed for the potential of seeing severe thunderstorm warnings issued. So right now, this goes until Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And you can see that strong line of thunderstorms work its way into Cleveland right now. So folks in Cleveland need to watch out as this storm is heading your way. Lightning winds are going to be associated with this line of storms. But back behind the storms, we're going to see some cooler temperatures that are going to advect into the region. And you start to see that green go to pinks, purples, and even whites on there. So that's going to indicate some snow, sleet possible in the next couple of days as you see those temperatures start to drop off, and the rain is going to be switching to snow over the next couple of hours. So that cooler air is going to bring way for some snow. I'm a little excited, a little jealous that y'all are going to get some snow up there. So in terms of rainfall for the area, Cleveland is looking at 0.2 of an inch here in the future. And then our 18-hour forecast for Cleveland, Ohio, you can see those thunderstorms are going to transition to snow by tomorrow afternoon. So that is some exciting stuff. So are we going to see some snow in the Northeast, Aaron?
We actually will, Ariana. Good question, because that is actually our next segment here coming up. But we'll start here across the Midwest there with our past 24-hour snowfall estimates here. So the bullseye has been in around Green Bay and over towards the upper peninsula of Michigan there, where they've been seeing a good amount of snow cover over the past over the past day or so. As for our winter weather alerts, we have a winter weather advisory across the upstate New York over towards Vermont and New Hampshire, and we also have a winter storm warning across the coastal sections of Maine down to New Hampshire there. So make sure you're taking precautions you might need, as it might get perhaps a little bit snow, have a little bit of snow there here in a few hours or so. And here's that swirl that we have of a system across the Midwest there. So don't get dizzy, folks. It's actually a pretty big system here with that big area of circulation around Chicago there, bringing those perhaps some severe weather across Ohio this evening with that enhanced risk. And that curls back towards Chicago, where we have the center of low pressure somewhere here across northwestern Indiana. And north of that, we have all that snow here across much of, actually into Canada, all the way wrapping down into Minneapolis there. So make sure you do watch out if you're out on the roadways there, specifically more so if you're if you're coming into the country perhaps from Canada, across the upper peninsula of Michigan, and all the way curling down around Minneapolis towards Chicago there, where we have that cooler air that's going to filter in place. So Chicago actually could get some snowfall here in the next few hours or so as that rain transitions into sleet and freezing rain and then into snow here. So watch out there in Chicago. You might not be done yet. As for our friends here across New England, we have that snow-sleet mix here across Albany, over towards Buffalo, and over towards the border there with Canada. And we have much of that rain across Boston, over towards New York City there, where, again, New York City actually is still in that snowless drought there across the area. And with that snow, it's going to eventually build into across the greater New England area. So our future radar, we'll see that swirl coming in towards upstate New York there. So we'll see that transition into snow across Albany and over towards the Poconos and towards State College there in Pennsylvania there over the next few days or so, or over the next day or so, across 8 a.m. here on Friday. So tomorrow morning, we'll have that perhaps transition into some snow here across New Jersey, even potentially coming into New Jersey across there. And as for precipitation forecast, we're going to see the heaviest snow here across New York City, upstate New York into Vermont there, where that's the reason why the Weather Service over there has put in a winter storm warning there in that event that they get a lot of snow. So again, we'll have to watch that over the next few days or so as this system does eventually race off towards the northeast and actually bring us some more drier conditions across the mid-Atlantic, starting off probably later tomorrow into tomorrow night, and then eventually spreading across much of the area. And actually, and across our area, we're for the most part going to stay pretty high and dry there as we transition into the weekend until Sunday. But now we'll pan things over to the desk with Ariana and Caitlin.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Yeah, we get to talk about something really cool. He talked about a lot of snow that's happening in the Northeast, but there hasn't been snow in New York City.
No, there hasn't, and I hear it's been a long time, like about, 300 days or so?
I'm not 100% sure, but the snow, I think, would be interesting to see, in Central Park. I don't know, I feel like if I was ever to go to New York, walking around Central Park in the snow would be amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I also do want to see some snow. I've never seen snow in New York City. I've seen snow in other places, but I think a New York snow is a little bit different.
Yeah, and I've heard it's magical when it's snowing in New York. There's just an essence that happens. Have you ever watched Gilmore Girls? And she can sense when it's gonna snow, and she's just it's the most magical thing. I feel like that correlates to New York and it's snowing.
Oh yeah, so homey, comfy.
Yeah, exactly. But they haven't had snow in 316 days.
That's right. 316 days.
That's almost a year.
That's crazy.
That is absolutely crazy.
I didn't know you could be in the Northeast and not see traceable or measurable snow.
And I feel like we've been talking about the snow in the Northeast a couple of times on the show. At least last semester we did.
Yeah.
Just didn't hit New York.
I guess not. New York City's without snow, or measurable snow at least. But it is the 4th longest snowless streak in the city. It's all of its history. That's insane to me.
We're really smashing records today.
Yeah.
Even record highs here and records in New York City and the snowlessness.
Yeah, I mean, who could have imagined going from an extreme heat in the southeast to
no snow. It just is such a weird winter, I'm guessing. It's very abnormal for us.
I agree. And then we have an NYC record for consecutive snowless days. 322 days, that's the record. So we're coming upon that. What is that, 6 days short?
Yeah, I think 6 days. So we've got less than a week. So maybe this time next week we can talk about how we broke the New York City snowless record.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, you know? So this is the weather this winter and why it hasn't been able to give us any snow in the New York City area. You have seen a jet stream that has not been set up for snow that can work its way through the I-95 corridor.
I haven't actually learned a lot about this. We touched on it a little bit in my other classes, so I'm not 100% sure how this all works, but from the looks of it, it just looks like they are not touching that cold air.
Yeah, it's looking like the warmer air is going to stay in that area, preventing the snow from occurring. Yeah. And you know, as we talked about the snowless streak, we're going to talk about some weekend storms that are going to be in Tallahassee. Isn't that right, Aaron?
That is right. We have the potential for actually a good amount of rainfall across Tallahassee there, but as we finish off the precipitation forecast here across New England, we have that snow potential across the upper portions of New England, and down to the coast there we have potential for some rain across there. And as for our drought monitor across Tallahassee, we have that severe drought in place across the Big Bend, so do make sure you do take care of or just in case with that dry air coming in across the Big Bend here. And that also extends with that moderate drought up towards North Carolina. As for our extended future radar, we'll have that clearing here tomorrow into Saturday, and we'll have that trace amount of rain that's going to come through New Orleans and over towards Pensacola, beginning to enter our state here. This is, you see the timestamp there, Saturday at 7 a.m. So especially across Tallahassee, it shouldn't be until probably later on over next week, or this weekend, I should say. As we continue to progress here, we'll have that surge of rainfall coming in on Sunday. So Sunday might need that umbrella there because it actually might be a pretty soggy day across much of the area. And that will begin to push off towards the east there with that gradual clearing by Monday. So for the start of the work week at 8 a.m. on your way to perhaps school or work, we will actually should be, for the most part, high and dry, maybe some clouds coming in depicted by the computer model, but ultimately we'll have to see if that plays out. As for a rainfall forecast, we have that rain streaming in here across the I-10 corridor by Monday morning there with potentially up to 2 inches of rainfall in Tallahassee. And we need this rain, by the way. Again, from what we saw in that drought monitor, we are still in that severe drought across the greater area. And that rainfall also extends over up to Charleston and over towards Charlotte, where they may get perhaps about an inch or maybe a little bit more than an inch or so. And as for our friends down across the peninsula of Florida, we're also going to be staying pretty, at least not as much rain as we're going to get down over here. So Orlando might perhaps get about half an inch of rain or so, and down in Miami may get perhaps 0.02 of an inch of rain there. But of course, we'll have to see how that ends up playing as that storm system actually does make its way off to the east, as we might see perhaps some locally higher amounts, especially across the Big Bend and over towards the rest of Florida. But now we'll pass things over to Ariana.
That is right, and we're going to look at our lifestyle and talk about some NFL games that I'm very excited for this weekend. So as we look around the Florida Panhandle, we are seeing those cotton candy colored skies across the area with a beautiful sunset in comparison to those cloudy, kind of gloomy conditions that we saw this morning across the region. So as we head into College Town tonight, we can expect conditions to start to cool off a bit, which I'm a fan of. Temperatures are going to be 55 degrees with clear skies by 2 a.m. So if you are out a little bit later, expect some cooler conditions. And if you want to go to the res tomorrow, it will be a pretty good day before a rainy weekend. So temperatures are going to be about 69, maybe a little bit cool to get in the water, and mostly cloudy conditions. And for our athletics at FSU, we can see women's tennis is going to occur here in Tallahassee. I actually saw them practicing as I left class today, so hopefully they can get a win against FGCU. But temperatures are going to be nice and comfortable as they begin the match. And as they end the match. But as we head into the NFL divisional playoffs, I think these are the last couple games before the AFC and NFC championships, so winner take all in this scenario. So Chiefs are favored in this game, and we're looking at some rainy, snowy conditions here at Arrowhead Stadium. As we head into the Northeast, I'm hoping the Eagles win as my family is from Philly. So temperatures are going to be nice and chilly here in the 30s, but clear conditions, a little cloudy here and there over the area, but game is at 8:15 in Philly. Another divisional game occurring, I believe this one is occurring in Atlanta. Oh, just kidding. It's going to occur in Orchard Park, New York. Snowy conditions, temperatures are going to be in the 30s, so nothing that the Bills fans aren't used to with that snowy-like atmosphere. And this divisional game with America's team, the Cowboys, 49ers are projected to win. Sunny skies, here in Santa Clara, and temperatures are going to be about 48 by the game's end. But as we look a little bit closer to home, we can see those temperatures are going to dip down Friday and Saturday, but have your umbrellas ready. As you can see on Sunday, stormy conditions are going to work their way into the area. So, Caitlin, give us one last look at that local.
Thank you so much, Ariana. Yeah, so we do have rain looking forward to our weekend, but we've got all those playoff games to watch, so we're going to be inside anyway. So I don't know if the rain's really going to affect a lot of our weekend plans. The sun is finally going down on this Thursday over Doak Campbell Stadium. It's a beautiful shot, especially because we've had kind of soggy, really humid, gross conditions the past couple of days. Current temperatures, we're sitting in the low 70s. It's going to feel pretty nice outside as you're walking around later on today. If you've got any Thursday night plans, I know some people do, some people don't. Maybe you're going to stay home and watch a movie, who knows. But 78 right now in Tallahassee. It's finally dropping from that 84 that we saw earlier this afternoon, which is crazy. In local radar, that rain is pushing out of their area right now, which is really exciting. And as that rain pushes out, we're going to have that dry air just kind of sit in their area over tonight and into tomorrow. So when you're walking around campus tomorrow, it's probably going to feel really nice and beautiful, and that sun and dry air is going to be in the forecast. But changes are coming. Friday, we're going to have a little cloud cover. Saturday, the rain starts being pulled in. We get a little bit more moisture, and we do have some scattered thunderstorms in the forecast for Sunday. Tonight, though, if you do have those plans, it's going to be 49 degrees, so we're going to be hitting a cooler little bit of spell over this week, over tonight, which is going to be nice as we've been kind of warm. So if you're going out tonight, you might want to grab a light jacket. I don't know how you feel about 40-degree temperatures, but that's something to think about. And looking at your week ahead, we've just got some beautiful conditions tomorrow. It's your last really dry day. The next 7 days, there's at least a rain chance in the at least above 10% over your next 6 or 7 days, and that's something to think about as you're planning for next week. But Aaron and Ariana, what are your next week plans or weekend plans looking like?
I might perhaps rewatch some FSU weather episodes because they're always the best to do over during the weekend.
They are. Give us some funny moments.
Oh, certainly. But as you saw in the forecast there, we're expecting a little bit of a roller coaster across Tallahassee over the next several days or so, where tomorrow actually will be pretty pleasant and sunny, and then, of course, we have that rain gear perhaps needed for a Sunday.
Yeah, and I definitely did like those cooler temperatures that it's going to bring tomorrow, but definitely you're going to need the umbrellas heading into this weekend.
That's right. I had to actually dig mine out of the closet there because we've had those drought-like conditions across Tallahassee with that severe drought across the greater Big Bend area. So do make sure with that dry air coming into place that you take precautions if you have, say, that bonfire, and like Caitlin mentioned, you don't burn down the Apalachicola National Forest.
Yeah, that is a good reminder for fire safety because a lot of people don't think that droughts can occur in the eastern half of the states. They're more susceptible in the west, but they do occur, so it is nice to have that fire safety knowledge when you do head outdoors or have like a bonfire, campfire. I know I love to make s'mores when I go camping.
Well, those sound really good. I mean, maybe that's one other thing I'll do this weekend. But don't forget to follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/FSU weather.
You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU weather.
And also, watch us live if you're not already on YouTube at youtube.com/FSU weather.
And you can send us your photos on Instagram at FSU weather. I know I would love to see some beautiful sunset photos here.
And dogs too, We have the dog walk forecast, always the best. But we'll take one last look before we let you go here off on this Thursday evening.
Thank you, Aaron. Yeah, so just remember, tomorrow's your last sunny day. Rain is in the forecast for the next couple of days, and we really appreciate you for watching us here on Thursday edition of FSU Weather. We hope you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend ahead. Just remember those showers are going to come on Sunday.